Hello there, everybody, and welcome back. Holy fuck! Let's try that again. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Megaman Legends Part 8. This will be the first time that we're over in the west side of town with the hospital, the museum, and the K-Talks TV studio, which is where I'll be spending most of this video, doing the mini-games that they have. There's the Beast Hunter minigame where you kick a ball at a dog, or kick a dog at another dog. I don't know who came up with that, but you know. And then they have what's the other one? Balloon Fantasy, where you're just trying to pop all the blue balloons and not hit the red balloons, or vice versa. I'm not 100% right off the top of my head. Each one has a time limit, and each one gives you a reward. Both gives you Zenny, and they give you parts to I think the Beast Hunter one gives you the Zet Saber, which you use to make into a melee ranged special weapon that I don't really think most people would ever use. Just it being melee ranged doesn't seem great. I don't recall off the top of my head what it gives you like a lens of some kind, I think. The Balloon Fantasy one. I'm not entirely sure what that was for anymore. You can move left and right in this minigame, and it'll like aim. If you move further to the right, then when you kick the ball, it'll move further to the left. But it veers off so much, and they move so slowly, and you absolutely don't have to move around to beat the higher stages of this minigame, because the pattern for getting the balls are always the same, and whenever you get the dog to kick at the dog, it counts as 2 points instead of 1. So you can just kick a ball at nothing like I just did there, and you'll get the next dog earlier. And then if you can hit the glowing dog that's running across, that itself is worth 2 points. So I believe if you kick the glowing dog, or if you hit the glowing dog with the small dog thing, you get 4 points. I don't think I hit it a single time while playing, just because you don't have to again, but I'm more focused on just cycling through to get to the next. It sounds so stupid to get to the next dog to kick at the dog that's chasing the man. And I'm honestly not entirely sure what they were thinking with the music here. It's very like slow, kinda. It sounds depressing to me. I don't know. And you might notice that while I'm playing this is all just one continual part with this minigame. Once I remembered that it's a particular pattern for getting the smaller dogs to kick the one chasing him, I was like, oh yeah, that was how I always got points. I'd kick a ball at nothing, and then I'd get to the next higher point kick faster. And that was really all you had to do. But in the Balloon Fantasy game, I think I cut out 4 or 5 attempts because it's so luck-based due to the fact that they can bounce higher than your Buster gun can shoot without manually aiming up. But if you do the manual aim for up, then you can't move. So all you can do is spin around and kind of try and shoot them that way. There are enough of them that you just need to have like maximum rapid and maximum energy so that you just never stop shooting once you get towards the end. Because I believe it becomes 10 or 12 seconds to get rid of all the red balloons. And every round you get more blue balloons, and hitting the blue balloons puts 1 second on the timer, as in it takes away a second of time you have left. So I actually do not finish rank A this time around, just because it takes so much. I don't have the rapid stat high enough. Like, you see how slowly my shots are going out and how many balloons I need to hit. That first time I did it in 12 seconds, but that was just, there's not enough blue balloons to really impede me. You can see right there, I'd have to go around some of the blue balloons to hit the red balloons. So that one was 15, and rank A, again, is like 10 or 12. I think it's 12. So after this attempt, originally I kind of pounded my head against rank A for a little while, but I ultimately decided that it just wasn't going to happen. So there's a cut here, and it stops because it's like, you want to try again, and I'm just like, I failed like 4 or 5 times. There's no point in me putting those in here. Hopefully, playing this game as a kid, you are like me when I'm playing RPGs. I want to run around and talk to like every NPC I can. I see someone who looks like they're doing anything, I'm going to go talk to them. Because if you didn't do that, you would miss out on a lot of stuff and a lot of older RPGs. So, there's this woman over here who's doing a painting.
Something's missing. What do you think I should add?
And this is always so... Just get some talent, lady. You tell her to get some red, and you can later bring her a lipstick? I don't remember where you get the lipstick anymore, though. This choice is always...
I think so. I'm fresh out of red, which is why I haven't been using it, but I suppose it is a little drab. But there's nothing wrong with this colder look either.
But I would like to point out, if you make the choice to tell her to add some talent, she will make you tell her 3 times. You tell her to add talent, and then she says something like, "Huh? What did you just say?" You tell her again, "I said add some talent." "I don't think I quite heard you correctly. Could you repeat that?" And then you tell her for the 3rd time, "Yeah, I said to add some talent." And she just goes, "Oh, well, never mind." Like, the Capcom were just like, you know you're a fucking douchebag, right? Telling her to add some talent to the painting. And there's a part where, I think I mentioned it before, you have to walk up to this door, and he'll tell you that, like, there's only one boat out there, but it's broken. And then you have to click on the door again. And for the most part, if you didn't know that, you would probably just leave. Because that's basically the game telling you that it's broken, you know. Try something else. But no, you're supposed to go out there, because if you inspect it, I guess, you can call a roll over, and that refractor that I got from the last dungeon is used to fix the boat.
Someone's been taking really good care of this boat. There!
Well, do you really think you should be doing that?
Would you look at this engine? Let's see. All we need to do is fix the transformer and the refractor, and it'll be as good as new.
Roll.
And what do you think you're doing,
Huh?
Megaman, could you hand me a wrench?
Just a sec, Roll.
One of the things, I cannot believe he doesn't just stop you at some point.
There we you go, all fixed. Whoops. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I just started fixing the ship and...
You really love machines, don't you? I can tell just by looking at your face.
Well, your face. It's covered with grease.
I'm glad I could get someone as pretty as you to fix my boat for me. Tell you what, you can use it anytime you want.
We'll be able to get to the island now.
That's great! Let me know when you want to go out to the island. I'll pilot the boat for you. See you later.
Okay.
And it was at this point that I decided I was not going to take the boat out. I was going to see if I had missed anything in the ruins that were connected to the Carden Forest, because I did not fully explore it after I got the jump springs. I just kind of touched on there while I was doing the Carden Forest ruins. And if you remember earlier, she gave me a walkie-talkie so that I could call her over whenever I needed to use the car. So this is going to be sped up at first because I get completely wrecked by one of the traps. I don't know if you'd call it that. It's like the pillars that move back and forth, and I was just not paying enough attention the first time through, and I think I got hit twice, and that was basically all my HP, and then I ran back to get there. But I also didn't want to cut it out because I'm exploring parts of it that I haven't been to yet, and you will notice that on my mini-map. So if I just ran back without, like, recording it or showing it, you'd notice that at one point, all of a sudden, I get to a point that I've never been to before, and my map is lit up. My map is, you know, the area has been looked at before. And I do make the mistake of just running around with my, all I've got on is like my increased attack speed and my increased range right now. I should really have my increased attack power on, because I bought that laser attachment, and those would really help against these guys, because every time you have to like hit them for a certain amount of damage, and then they'll flip over, and after they flip over, then they're vulnerable, but then you deal that same amount of damage, and they flip back over, and then you have to hit them until they flip back over again, so that you can destroy them. And because I'm firing such small, weak pellets, I have to attack them just repeatedly. And we'll also come across one of my least favorite regular enemies in Mega Man Legends. But they're made worse by the fact that I set myself up for the storyline fight. I was putting on my ranged stuff because the next storyline fight that you get through the boat requires a decent amount of range so that you can hit things. And I do not have the power set up on my buster. So when I go to fight them, it takes way too many shots, and they are an enemy that just kind of charges at you. Anyway, let's go in here and not get hit by traps this time that take all of my HP. I will be collecting all of the Zenny I can still, so all these small guys that still drop those big honkin' blue refractors. And there is a point after this one where I do go back into the Carden Ruins and do some Zenny farming, because the like beehive or wasp hive things are just worth so much Zenny. You just go in there with the vacuum arm, kill all 3 of those, and you get like 10k. It's not super fast, especially if you try to compare it to farming Zenny in Mega Man Legends 2, which I will get to when I get to Mega Man Legends 2. It is very, very easy to farm Zenny decently early in that game. But in both of the Mega Man Legends games, really, you can get tons and tons of Zenny to upgrade your special weapons. The strongest special weapon in Mega Man Legends, the Shining Laser, if I recall, because I don't care enough really to get that, is like 1 million Zenny just for the last attack upgrade. But it absolutely destroys everything. It trivializes everything after you have that. And I don't recall if there is something of an equivalent to that weapon in Mega Man Legends 2 anymore. But as I was saying earlier, this exploration takes me a hell of a lot longer than it should have because I was running around with such a weak buster, and because nothing was really hitting me, I didn't care enough to go change it or remember that I was sitting on like such high power parts like my laser attachment. Hopefully in the next part you'd see why I was favoring range as I was preparing to move to that next storyline part so much, because you really do need it to hit everything on that. It's not really a boss, it's like a weird gauntlet thing. I just kind of had a moment where I said it and forgot it, and then I just never went back to it. Well, I have been considering either making videos on my first time playing Parasite Eve, the original PS1 game, or streaming it. I'm not entirely sure which one I'm going to do yet. I have no idea how long that game is. But I assume that doing something with a webcam for my first time playing a game like that would probably be the preferred thing. I looked at like the first maybe 20 minutes of that game, and I've had it on the PlayStation Network for like probably 6 or 7 years now, and I just haven't played it. But I guess that's how I'm looking to do it, is making something on either YouTube or streaming it on Twitch and YouTube. I have a couple of really old games like that they're considered really good, but I haven't gotten around to playing them, like Chrono Trigger. I've also got Chrono Trigger on the PlayStation Network, and I've even got the SNES Mini sitting underneath my desk. I just have not played that game past like the what's the like carnival event or whatever. I've literally just fucked around in the carnival event for like an hour or some crap and never actually got to playing Chrono Trigger. Any of the Final Fantasies that came before 7, I haven't played any of them that weren't on the PlayStation or newer. So I've got those on the NES and SNES Classic, and then I've also got, I think I've got all of them on the PlayStation Network too. The bundles where they have like Final Fantasy, what do they call 1 and 2? I don't remember. Final Fantasy Origins, Final Fantasy 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10-2 on Steam. And I'll say, I think the only Final Fantasies I've actually beaten have been the PlayStation ones. 7, 8, and 9. 10, just... When I tried playing 10, I was like, this game seems so... just... no. I was of the opinion that Titus was a whiny little bitch and I didn't want to play that character. 10-2. I'm pretty sure I played more of 10-2 than I did a 10. Whichever one wasn't the MMO, the weird-ass real-time combat one that wasn't the MMO. I played a little bit of that one when it came out, but I was expecting the turn-based Final Fantasy combat when I was playing a Final Fantasy game. So I was like, this just doesn't feel like Final Fantasy at all to me anymore. And then I think I have 10 hours in 13. And that's probably all I'm ever going to put into 13. Just the combat in that game isn't combat. Watching the computer decide what to do to itself based on how I set up a party isn't fun. So there's that enemy I was saying I really hate that just charges at you. He's really stupid, so he gets caught on a wall, and I just kill him with my weak ass buster. But he just charges and jumps at you, and he deals a decent amount of damage for it. So if you don't have a high enough powered buster to knock him down repeatedly, he will just constantly do that weird like drill arm thing where he just lunges at you with his arm, knocks you down repeatedly. And with finding the rapid fire barrel, that is the end of where I can make it to in here. For some reason, I think I saw a rapid fire barrel and I thought it was an attachment. It's, I believe, just what you use to make the machine gun arm. And then it's just got the destructible walls. I believe you have to have the drill arm for that. I think I even spent a little bit of time. I like ran back to that wall with the grand grenade that you get a little bit later. That destroys walls, but it only destroys like really specific ones. So I tried to throw bombs at it and it didn't work. So I'm pretty sure you need to come back with the drill arm whenever you get that. But once you've got the drill arm, like every single ruins on Catalog's Island is connected in some way. And I think it's a really great way that they put it together. So I'm just getting my butts out of here. You'll notice that when you go through the doors that have like the cutscene of you going through the door, some enemies respawn, but some don't. So like that box I destroyed in this next room is not there, but the controlling guy for the guy who walks around on the floor is. And also the little bird guys aren't back. Unless I didn't destroy the controlling guy the second time through. I'm pretty sure I did. I did that most of the time. But I might have just walked by him that time. But after this I do a little bit of shopping, and that's going to be where I end this part, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.